Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to see the club finally open. You can't believe the guy who's heaving the biggest sigh of relief in this room right now. I still remember the day and the time. It was 9 p.m. on June 4th, 2016. And this was an Anusmaran even at Hotel Royal Orchid. And Harish pulled me aside and said, Vipul, we should set up an IIMB Alumni Club. I said, what? He says, no, it's a great idea. And I remember we discussed this animatedly right through the evening. And then we resolved that we will pick it up. And true alumni fashion, we didn't do anything for the next 18 months. But then we woke up again and said, it's a great time. Let's go back. We should build a club. And by the time my resolve had become a little stronger, Harish was just reminding me that I asked him some difficult questions. And I don't remember this, but I seem to have asked him saying, what is the vision of the club? And he said, you please come in, please find the vision and build a club. So I think we got started like that. And it was a very interesting start. We said, how do we start the club? We need a place to start. So we said, if you have to find a property in Bangalore, this is going to be next to impossible. So I remember contracting, property brokers, going and seeing properties and telling Harish, nothing is going to fit in a P&L. I think we have a bit of a stillborn idea here. Finding a good property is really going to take a lot of time. Then Harish had this brainwave. He introduced us to S. Padmanabhan. Mr. S. Padmanabhan is a DA, IIMB alumnus, and working with Tata Sons. And he set up a call for the three of us. We spoke to him. He was immediately enthused with the idea. He said, let's do this. This sounds good. He introduced us to Mr. Puneet Chatwal. Puneet is the managing director of IHCL, part of this hotel group. And he liked the idea and said, please contact my general manager in Taj Westend, Mr. Somnath Mukherjee. And Somnath is a live wire. And he said, yes, sir, when can we start? And he started showing us multiple places within the hotel. We saw this particular place, which is our site today. And both Harish and I decided this is the place. We have found our place. This is where we want to build the club. And if we can get this done, I think we're in very, very good shape. So in April 2021, we started discussion with Taj. It took us some time, and I think Taj fortunately kept their patience. And they've been excellent partners. And I must really thank the entire Taj team, including the current leadership, Mr. Yusuf and Mr. Sandeep Narang. They've really done an amazing job in bringing this club to fruition from where we are today. So a big hand to Taj. And we started almost about 18 months back, finally. We created the society, figured out the legal structure, and we appointed our contractors, and then, let's get started. And, the amazing part, what strikes me today, is that we are probably the only management institute in the country to have its own club, alumni club, right? And only IIMB could have pulled this off. So I think we owe a big round of applause to IIMB. This has to be a long one. And when we started, we didn't have we said, we will start thinking about how this place will take shape. And for both Harish and I, and the team that joined us, this was a labor of love. This was something that we are committed to. And while we have taken our own sweet time getting to today, and I think we didn't anticipate what a challenging site that we were working with. And, everything, including VIP movement, the weather, Karnataka politics would have actually a dilatory impact on the timelines of the club. We never thought that would happen. So all that is fortunately behind us now. I think we have the club up and running. And thankfully, the one class of people that I really want to thank, the people because of whom we are here today, are the permanent members of the club. The people who signed up on day one, just listening to me and Harish, reposing that faith, and in a PPT and to alumnus, I owe a big thanks to all of you. Thank you very, very much. And we are greatly indebted. So for those of you who don't know much about the club, let me give you a quick introduction. I won't really bore you with too much of details. You've seen the place. We have now about 400 members already in the club. And it's almost equally split between permanent members and temporary members. And we don't plan to extend too much now from here. Our goal is to see what kind of traffic do we get before we really do anything else. There are 3 key facilities that the club offers all its members. We have a lovely restaurant, a beautiful bar, and an amazing clubhouse, all of which will serve a curated menu served by the Taj. So be prepared for some really good service, great food, and this is a place where you can really relax. It's a lovely environment, and I think you'll enjoy using the club. The second thing that we are planning to offer are banqueting facilities for all our members. You can use this for your meetings, get-togethers, professional or personal, or your parties. We will come out with a banqueting menu. In fact, one of the first things we have to do is to form a subcommittee for banqueting. And that's one of the charters that we have. We'll do that very soon. And we'll come back with a banqueting menu, which you can utilize. The third thing, and Harish alluded to this a little earlier when we were visiting the club, is that we want to make this club also a center of learning. This is a place where we want to hold events which are of relevance to all alumni. And one of the things that we are doing, therefore, is setting up a committee which will now create a calendar. We would love to hear inputs from all of you. You have been extremely vocal of various things. Please be vocal on this. We'd love to have participation. We'd love to have ideas in terms of what events you would like to see and what periodicity. And we want to involve both the institute, faculty, and all alumni in making this very engaging. Because I think this is one way that we will stay engaged outside of just meeting people for a drink or food. And this will also enrich every alumnus. Right? So please use the facilities of the club. And I guess we'll get more familiar as we go along. So in ending, May 7th is a momentous date. 1861, May 7th, Rabindranath Tagore was born. About a couple of decades earlier, Tchaikovsky was born. Also, in 2012, Putin came back to power for the third time. Right? So whether your plan is world domination or world emancipation, May 7th is a good date to start. Right? So please get started. The club is ready. It's open for business. We welcome all of you. Thank you very much.